Hey fellow Grove Tenders, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Tribe of the Sky. Episode 10, Planting the Gauranlen Tree. So, the catharsis of going to the bathroom allowed me to realize how important it would be to get a comms console up and in. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a comms console here, because Quantum has our highest social, so if anyone's going to use it, it's going to be him. And I don't believe this invalidates the laboratory. I think it's fine to have it in there. Well, you know what? I could just, like, nest it over here. Doesn't really matter where it is, truth be told. Maybe I'll put it right there. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Alright, I'm going to build a comms console right in this cubbyhole. And it's so that, importantly, we have not meaningfully interacted with the world yet. And I think it would be smart to start opening up the world. You know, to get deep drill and ground pen scanning for a renewable resource of steel, and then maybe get nutrifungal fields for more chem fuel generation, and to be able to start like questing and traveling and trading. And these things are going to significantly open up the world to us. So I think for those reasons, this project has some real value. And this is just a brawler bottleneck for defensive reasons. But yeah, I wanted to get the comms console, because I think it's going to be real important. Alright, and for a... So the orbital trade beacon, if we wanted a bait beacon... Yeah, I'm going to build a bait beacon before I build the real one. And I know I'm kind of getting away from the whole, like, Gau tree stuff. So, you know, let me not get too distracted. I will get the comms console, but I'm not going to get the beacon just yet. So I'm actually working on priority. Is anyone out there? Not at the moment, no. Oh, more uranium. That's gonna make this room look real weird. So I'll mine it, but like, oof, I guess is what I'm gonna say about that. What I can do is I could try to like balance it out to make it more symmetrical. Once both sides have been excavated, I'll like try to make it work. Especially if this is gonna be an ideology room. But I'm not going to worry about that right now because it's not immediately important for the Gau Grove. Nor is that. Oh, yeah, this is zoning. Alright. Vacuum safe. You're fine. Also home zone. There we go. Does not contain fish. Yeah, I knew. There we go. We have a decent amount of trees. Oh, a mini tree. Yep. Awesome. Healthy trees, mini trees. Apparently I got disturbed sleep even this far in, but well, whatever. How can they breathe if the door near the kill box is open? Oxygen doesn't flow instantly, so the Archean trees generate more oxygen than I am losing through a door. Complex clothing is done. Multi-analyzer is next. I should probably get a tailor bench at some point. Alright, for this to be a proper grove, I'm going to clean up some of the rubble in the immediate area. And then start laying down fungal gravel, which will be host for both the tree and the moss. As you can see, the whole thing is nice and illuminated thanks to the floodlight. But, if we put fungal gravel right here, it shouldn't be so close that the Gau seed gets upset. Of course, the Gau seed is going to be upset by the stonecutter, but the stonecutter is only there temporarily. So, for proof of that, put a seed here. As you can see, it's not disturbed by anything around it because it's outside of the radius of the floodlight. And that is also true if we smooth the walls. I'll prove that here by smoothing this wall and just show you that it won't draw a red marker. So we're almost done cleaning this up. The reason I'm cleaning this up is I just don't want to be an ugly environment, because when you prune a Gau tree, it's like a lot of physical labor that takes a very long time. So if we have a really ugly environment, it will be upsetting to whoever's physically there. So alright, this Vaxstone wall is smooth. I also put a floodlight here to just help with the light level. It's terrible for that, though. I hadn't thought of that. Do we put this in vents and a door now? Yeah, probably. I'll just have an open vac door. Because I want my corridors to be illuminated so it's not so slow traversing. But I don't need the, yeah. As long as the temperature in there is fine, this works. Okay, so now with the Gau seed, as you can see, putting this down, it doesn't draw a red line with the smooth stone, because smooth stone is still a natural tile. So we can pretty up this room once we're done with its full area by, you know, putting in smooth stone and smoothing out the floors. So the plan for this is, maybe what we'll do is moss up this area, but not the full thing, so we can have like smooth floors around it. Because I don't need the full thing moss, right? The same is true of anima grass. You only ever get like 20 anima grass. You don't really get more, so you don't need a ton of space for anima grass. Maybe I'll even have it be a little smaller, like that. So once the fungal gravel's laid out, we'll plant the tree, and the first person to attune to it is obviously going to be JD, because JD has expert level plant tending, whereas no one else does. So JD's the first candidate for sure. How is this dirty? Clean it up. So when you're digging out these holes, you just need to plan to hold up the roof accordingly. Because you can hold up the roof with smooth stone, but you can't build columns. You can't build anything. So you just plan ahead, or you will be unable to do it proper. All right, Gau tree. Let's get that planted. Ta-da! And let's begin a connection ritual with JD. Done. And the full area got covered in moss. Well, almost. We have some corners that didn't, but it looks pretty good. And I am going to try to maintain it to here. Now, here's the thing. What dryads to make? So, for those that don't know, a dryad, you can have up to 4 dryads per tree, but it's a lot more work to get 4. You need to maintain like a lot more hours of per day. It might be something we do. A carrier. So these dryads, I don't believe are affected by vacuum. I forget. It's not even in their stats. Is it? I don't even see it in their stats that they. So I'm not sure. But there's carrier dryads that are haulers. There's barkskins, which are tanks. There's claws, which are brawlers. There's wood makers, which make wood. There's medicine makers, which make herbal medicine. There's berry makers, which make berries. And there's Gau makers, which make other Gau pods. So which to make will be up to you. Carrier, barkskin, claw maker. And each tree can support one type. So we have to pick just the one. Icefire, thank you for the resub. I'll give you 2.5 minutes to vote on that. And while you vote on that, I wanted to do the bait beacon. So let me return to that project briefly. So Ty, you're unrestricted. I want my bait beacon to be... Fill this crater in. Maybe here? So to explain bait beacons, because I'm sure people are going to have questions about this, the way that pod drop coding works is there are multiple types of pod drop raids. There's a pod drop raid where it will be scattered everywhere. There's a pod drop raid where they specifically target one pawn in your colony. There's a pod drop raid where it will target your beacon. And when it targets your beacon, it is the oldest installed beacon in your colony that has a free path to sky, and it has an adjacent tile open next to it. So in placing a beacon here, in this little cubbyhole, this beacon becomes the target for pod drop raiders. And I'm building it close to my base so that when I trade, my trade goods land here, which aren't like ridiculously far from my base. But it's on the other side of the wall of my kill box. So if pod drop raiders land here, they land where my kill box gets to kill them. Rather than like, if I didn't have a bait beacon here and I had a trade beacon here, enemies could land right here. Because everything else is over at mountain. So they could land here, which would be really terrible because then they skip the whole deadfall trap thing. So I'm building a beacon out here. And it doesn't need to be powered. That doesn't matter for a bait beacon. It's just the oldest installed beacon in your colony that has a clear path to sky and an adjacent open cell that is installed. Those are the requirements. So this is now my bait beacon. And then I can have a real beacon in here for actual trade goods. So just letting you know the game mechanics of that. So you get why I did what I did. Right. Looks like Gau Makers is the choice. Got it. So, changing the Gau tree cast requires energy. Basically 5 days for them to change form. But we're going to get our first dryads in 7 days because the immature tree takes a minute. We're also very low on food. I should have been paying attention to that. Okay, let's switch off of lavish. Oops, just tabbed out. Off of lavish into simples. Boom. And I could always impromptu grow like rice. In fact, that's not a bad idea. So we have a lot of cactus now. I'm just going to pivot the cactus to rice because rice is real fast. And we have a lot of, well, the fiber corn has to stay fiber corn. We are about to finish. I'll just put rice everywhere to like deal with my not paying attention. So JD is not going to be able to prune much of the tree because he's going to be busy. But he did just change the cast, but it's going to take a minute for dryads to spawn. And you need to be pretty well connected to spawn a Gau pod, but I'm not worried about that until the dryads actually mature, because it won't matter. And we have a lot of wood. Go cactuses. Holy moly. Alright, what should I work on now? I could set up for another Gau Grove. I could make the Anima Grove. I could work on the entry corridor, now that we have uranium and turrets. Oh, you know, one other thing that I wanted to do is to include the ideology room. Okay, so there's the list. Give you some time to vote on that. I see the idea room being the popular option here. So let me start working on that. I think in order to do that, I'd like to figure out the dimensions of this uranium so that I can negate the weirdness of the asymmetry that the uranium imparts. Oh, and I might need to add some more solar because I've been ramping up my power usage, but not my power generation. That also probably means more batteries, so I'll increase my batteries as well. We are getting, I'm not gonna say low on steel, but like I should be a little cautious about how I use up steel. I think with 2 open doors, we should still be fine for oxygen in the base. It doesn't really matter. Our trees outpace it. So if I wanted more steel, there is, oh boy, there is, you know, lots of slag chunks out here that we could haul. And we have a smelter. So in the chunks here, I'm going to include slag. I don't think I did before, but I'll include mech slag and regular slag so we can power up that way. Oh yeah, I still have steel outside the base. True. But I was counting that. Oh, did we roof? Okay, no, that's fine. So if we're going to be hauling the slag, once I see that JD is done with a lot of his work, I will queue that up. Because as long as he's still like kind of busy, I don't want to saddle him with more work. You know what would be awesome? If we got a, like a slave trader where we could buy tribals. It'd be a little sketchy, but I'm pretty sure a tribal could survive the walk from here to here. Like, that's not unsurvivable. The other thing we could do is we could have like a really small vacuum sealed room with an ox pump as like a place for someone and like store suits in there or something. That's possible too. Okay, so we have a lot more solar and a lot more batteries. Good. So power should be fine. We shouldn't have any more brownouts. You don't need to go outside right now, so vac safe. Let's put your suit where your suit should be. We're getting lots of uranium, which will be awesome for turrets once I have a little bit more steel. And then I'll figure out where all the ore metals are so that I can design a nice symmetrical ideology room in this spot so that it's not like hideously ugly. And it's starting to look phallic again. Oh god. The curse of architecture. So at night, we do lose some power, but during the day we generate so much power that it should top up our batteries and keep everything fine. And JD almost has the, I wonder, what is the Gauranlen pod connection rate? I'm going to Google that real quick, because I don't have it memorized. Gal pods. Well, we can just keep raising it. The thing is, I don't necessarily need to get another Gal pod. Like, right now, it's not like I could really benefit from, another Gal Grove. We're not working on one. So I'll have them be Gal makers, but I'll just keep it the way it is. What was that bloop? I looked away. Oh, no longer inspired. Oh, you looked, no, you're not travel. Scout. Nerve Spiker. Holy moly, legendary. Once you guys see fit to vote, then I get a transport pod tech. We can start thinking about stuff like that. So that is symmetrical, I think. And we'll see if this has ores that then have to match on the other side. And this isn't exactly like the shape I'm going for. It will be different, inevitably. Oh, we got some mechis. Who's coming in? 4. Mostly stuff that, like, uranium turrets can handle. Don't have a lot of steel, but let's go ahead and make some more uranium turrets. So JD, I want you wearing your armor. Quantum, go wear a normal helmet, normal suit. Normal armor. Alright, why are you mining over construction? You have a constructive 2. What's your deal? Alright, quantum, go... Yeah. Oh, missing steel? Oh, apparently can't build both. Oh, it's because I don't have pathing to it. Right. Alright, let's get the suit on. And the helmet on. Now, my deadfall traps are probably going to do the work here, but the thinking I had was I would put the turrets out here, because I think the turrets are going to be more efficient at killing the mechs than the traps will, like steel-wise. So this is the first raid that I'm planning on using turrets. Yo, maybe that's like a bad meal spot, dude. There's like a Tesseron trying to kill you. So, like, back up. Make yourself scarce. So there is dead power right here. So I put the turrets where the dead power is. You stay inside, because, I don't... Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. You stay back safe. So what I can do is I can turn these off to lure the mechs in closer, if I wanted to. I can also have JD, like, join. Fire doesn't matter. The turrets aren't flammable. And, yeah, don't worry about fire. That super doesn't matter. So I'm JD, join the fight. Ratted shooters. Are you shooting at me? No, you can't be. I'm out of range. Alright, Scorcher's dead. I need a machining table so I can actually make use of these dead mechs, huh? Now, am I in range of the pikeman? I am technically. I don't think the pikeman's actually aiming at me. Oh, no, maybe he is. Now that that's all dead, I'm going to move here, turn off the turrets, and lure the mechs in closer so that the mini turrets actually can hit them. And then I'll turn them back on. Surprise! You're getting shot at. Perfect. And as long as I'm not the physical target of the mechs, I can then join the fight with my assault rifle. Because I don't care if they're shooting at my turrets, I care if they're shooting at me. But mechs don't change priorities for the most part, so this should be fine. And I got through this fight without having to trip a single spike trap, killing all 4 mechs and losing not a single turret. I would say that is incredibly well done. Easy peasy. And I'm rearming, and I'll repair. I'll just use JD, because you can't fail a repair. And then, hopefully, I'll find some more steel in this asteroid to be able to make a machining bench, so that I can, God, these turrets barely even took damage. So that I can, make use of the dead mechs. Because I've been collecting them. Knowing that I was going to smelt them, but I haven't, you know, I don't have a way to machine them down to ore yet. But yeah, that was, I mean, we spent, what, like, I had, I think, 50 steel on reloads, which it would have been, like, 6 times that if I used traps or something. Like, it's way more efficient to use turrets when you can. Oh, cool. Inspired trade. All right. You can drop your suit. In fact, everyone can drop their suits. Machining bench would also help make better weapons. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong. I don't have a lot of materials yet. But I'll just leave the other suit, JD suit, like in the bedroom. I don't care. So far, we haven't hit any natural metals. And the thinking is we would have the... once we're done, I'll combine these two, because they don't need to be separate rooms, and I'll make it look like some sort of, what do we call our ritual room? I don't even know. Our ritual room is known as the temple. So we'll make the temple look temple-like down there. Eventually. Oh, we hit steel. Okay, well that's gonna change the form factor. But I did need steel, so no complaints from me. And then if we need, where is my... There it is. Let's stone cut here so we don't have to, like, haul it so far. We could also plan on having the animatry down here. It's a little close to map edge. The thing is, if I recall correctly, sappers and breachers have to be map edge enter. They are never pod dropped. So I don't think we can ever have sappers and breachers. And the only reason our first person that attacked us breached was they had no other path. So they were just like making a path to get to us. But I don't believe that that is going to be a thing we have to deal with much. Like, I don't think sappers and breachers are a thing. So as you see, the form factors are the same, plus the 3 spots up here. So far they're identical, and then as we mine this steel out, if I mine steel out on the left, I mine stone out on the right, and we'll just mimic the pattern back and forth until the steel is gone. So it's gonna look weird, but it will be symmetrical, and then I'll... Oh, slave ship! Quantum, wake up! Okay, here we go. We've got... Sarai. Oh, I don't know if they're tribal. Well, I mean, you're in Wuksha Kinroar, and Wuksha Kinroar are pirates, so you're not tribal. I don't need to check. The other one is Pigskin. Yeah, and you are in... Okay, so you're non-tribal. Darn. Bolt action. LMG. Vac suit pores. For silver. Do you have... you're a slave ship, so you're not going to have... yeah, you're not going to have... the... advanced components that I'm looking for. Look at the meditation. Oh, right. Meditation type would tell me. True. Artistic and morbid. Thank you. And artistic. So if they're not natural, they're not tribal. Good thinking. Brilliant. Smoke pot packs. Get rid of. Yeah, I think we're good. I think that's really all I aim to trade. I mean, I feel like I might want to buy their components. Yeah. And we're going to see the trade goods drop right around this beacon because this is a valid target. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Oh, do I have Flake? Oh yeah, I have Flake. Let's get rid of Flake. You know what? In fact, I'm going to have Ty do it because Ty has an inspired trade and I don't want to keep that as an inspiration. So I'd rather just like burn it so that Ty can be inspired to do something better. I'm happy I transitioned over to Simple Meals, but we are getting some Nutrifungus harvest, so it's not a big deal. So I'm gonna have to go fetch that stuff sooner or later, you know. But the components can stick around for a bit. I mean, I'm not worried about them disappearing. It's not like they could be stolen. You literally can't steal from this colony. It's actually kind of impossible to steal. Because there's nowhere to go. You're stuck. Alright, JD, what are you working on? You aren't working. If you were to work. Okay. Alright, so far that's still symmetrical, I think. I can use the, I'm gonna put this in as a, oops, that's already there, as a point of reference. Oh, no, it's not. I screwed up. Like that. There it is. God, this steel's really throwing me off. It's gonna be a big room once it's done. Because thank you, steel. And this isn't the final shape. I'll shape it once it's all stonework. So it can be pretty again. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can this node just end already? Okay, I think this is the... Oh no, it isn't! Oh my lord! It just keeps going! Ooh, that's not helpful, actually. You have a construction of 5 and a art of 2. Okay, I'm gonna have you make a something that doesn't matter, because I want to burn this inspiration. I'm gonna have you make an end table. Oh, it's still going. Why not a bed? I don't want to waste the steel. I know I got a bunch more steel, but like inevitably we're going to be using it. So I'd rather not burn the steel for a bed. And with a construction of 5, it's not like it's going to be quality. I don't think. I mean, there's a tiny chance. Yeah, it's excellent. I mean, whatever. Whoop-de-doo. Stonework beds don't let you rest as fast as metal or wood beds, and I have a lot more stone and a lot less metal, so I wanted to build something that didn't require... what I could have done is I could have made like a poker table out of vac-stone. That would have been reasonable. It would just take a lot more time, which is why I didn't bother. Oh god, we hit plasteel over here? Okay, well, design, you can get a little crazy. So... that would be... here? I'll make it work. Once we're done finding stuff, I'll make it work. Good. Sky Social. We would need a ritual spot. What is the Sky Social? I think it's just hanging out. Because we don't have an ideology room, I wasn't necessarily going to do this, but the advantage of this is Psi Focus Fill. Never mind. Well, we don't need that. Yeah, the curse of too many metals in the wrong spot. It's alright. I'd rather have the metals than not have the metals. Okay. I think once the mining tasks are done, it's symmetrical. Unless I find more metals as I dig in here, please, for the love of God, don't. I've never said that before doing exploratory mining, but please, don't find any more metals, please. It does look like goggles now, or something, but it won't stay like that. Yay! We're done finding stuff. Woo! Okay, so at this point, we are just going to be doing a lot of stone cutting, and then I will make it into like a room that looks like a room. I might lean into the weird jaggedy style that it has, because as I mine out more stuff, I wouldn't want it to I wouldn't want it to find more metals and then have to do the whole like process of like weird mining again. So I'm gonna build the temple like that. Maybe like there. It'll be artistic. No one's ever made a temple quite shaped like this. Think of it that way. It's unique. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Tribe of the Sky, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow tribe members.